We've been following WNBA star Brittany Griner and her detention in a Russian jail. She's certainly the most high-profile American being held overseas, but she's far from the only one.
Yeah, take, for example, Ahmad Shargi. He is a 57-year-old Iranian-American businessman. He was summoned to court in Tehran last year and told he'd been convicted of espionage, which carries a sentence of 10 years in prison.
And here to shine a light on his case is his sister, Neda Sharghi. Neda, thank you so much for being with us this morning. When was the last time you heard from your brother?
Well, we're actually fortunate now that Emad has been moved to the public ward in Evin prison. He's able to call frequently for short periods of time. So I think the last time I spoke to him was maybe several days ago.
And what do you know about how he's been treated there?
Well, my brother does not give us any specifics, and my brother's character is such that he never wants to burden us with worry. So I don't actually know what he has gone through or what he is going through. I know from previous hostages and their experiences, and I can just imagine what it is that he's going through. But he never wants us to feel burdened or worried about him.
Yeah, that must cause a lot of sleepless nights for you and your family.
Yeah. So walk us through it. What was your brother doing in Iran?
My brother was visiting family in Iran. My sister-in-law, her extended family lives there, and my two nieces had both graduated high school. And it's funny, I remember that time period because my sister-in-law was actually in DC, where my brother and she live and have a home, and she was getting the home ready for them to come back to after having lived abroad for a few years. And they went to Iran to visit family and connect to a childhood that you know he never really had, because we left Iran when we were very, very young. So he was there visiting his in-laws and also doing touristy things and traveling.
So even though he was sentenced last year, he was stuck in Iran since 2018, and wasn't he actually cleared before? What happened?
He was. My brother was taken initially April of 2018. He was interrogated and kept in solitary confinement for 8 months.
Wow.
And just out of the blue, just as they took him, you know, surprisingly, they released him out of the blue after 8 months. And shortly thereafter, gave him the court documents clearing him of all accusations. They did, however, put him on a travel ban, and he was not allowed to leave and rejoin our family. And then shortly after the presidential elections in November of 2020, again, out of the blue, he was called in, convicted, sentenced, and here we are.
Well, what do you think about the way Brittany Griner's case is being treated in comparison to your brother's?
It's a very good question that I get a lot. The reality is that Americans who are wrongfully detained and hostages generally don't get a lot of attention. So the fact that Brittany Griner, who is a celebrity and has a team of professionals advocating for them, frankly has been helpful to all of us. I probably wouldn't be on your show if it wasn't for Brittany Griner. And her team has been incredibly gracious whenever they speak about Brittany, whenever Sharel Griner speaks about her wife. They always make sure that people remember that there are many more wrongful detainees held abroad. So in that sense, it's been good for us. We're getting more press than we ever have. I think what I'm most critical about is the attention that the White House is giving Brittany Griner and her team.
Have they given you
as
any
you may
attention
know,
at all?
they got a call from President Biden. We're able to speak with him directly. And, you know, my question is, why can we not speak with the president?
So
why can I not share my brother's case with him directly? It's very important that we get FaceTime with the president. And I think, you know, if Brittany Griner family can, we should too.
Yeah.
So my criticism is not at all at the Griner team. My criticism really is at the White House.
Well, you answered the question I was going to ask you about if you had been in touch with anybody in the White House. But so this must be have become a network now of other families then. Are you in touch with other families?
Yes, you know, we actually launched a campaign on May 4th in front of the White House called the Bring Our Families Home campaign. It's made up of about 18, 19 families, and we have decided to join forces and collectively ask what we think our right is, which is to meet with the president. And in fact, you showed some photos in your opening. We unveiled a mural in Washington, D.C., where there are big 15-foot images of 18 of the wrongful detainees, Brittany Griner being one of them. And that has gotten us a lot of press and attention. We were hoping it would be visited by President Biden and senior officials. We were hoping that would lead to us getting time to see the president. Unfortunately, not yet.
Is there anything you think the public can do? We're talking about the people watching you right now. What would you like to say to them?
The public can do a lot. If you can please reach out to your members of Congress, tell them that this issue is important to you. Tell them that this is about Americans being detained abroad because they're American for no other reason. Tell your representatives that you want to know that if you are traveling abroad and get into a situation like this, that you would expect them to do everything they can, use all the tools they can to bring them home.
Yeah, well,
this is really ultimately about the safety and security of Americans living abroad, traveling abroad, working abroad.
yeah, and hopefully the help of the public and your voice will help bring so many people home, especially your brothers, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you
Neda.
so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, Neda. Neda Sharghi, we appreciate your time.